Welcome. Today I'll be discussing listening and hearing. Do you have a problem in communicating with others, or maybe at work in your professional life, even at home with your children? These two words are so important. They are very different. They seem to be the same, hearing and listening. It's the same sort of thing, but in actual fact they're not. I'm Ellie and I'm from Soul Essence. I'm a life coach and counselor, and I'd like to share with you the variations between hearing and listening and how it can improve your communication skills. Hearing, from the National Youth Council, they project that hearing is a passive stimuli. You even hear when you are sleeping. You hear the outside sounds within a room, or your children playing and laughing next door. You can hear the dogs barking and so forth. So hearing is something you can't stop. It's just there. It will happen when you walk in the streets and so forth. So it is just something that is involuntary. You just hear. But listening is a little bit deeper. It's more attention and focus to what the other person is saying. So it does need energy so that you can focus and hear and communicate in that way. There's also an interjection that I'd like to give you regarding a prejudice attitude. Prejudice attitude also affects the listening ability, because if you feel elevated or you think yourself more important or more educated than the person that's speaking to you, especially in the professional world, you will feel that you will miss the point that they are saying. You won't understand it properly. You have to listen from another person's perspective, from another person's point of view. You have to go into their shoes to understand what they are saying. So it takes a lot of effort. Yes, it does. But it helps the communication, and the communication that does come forth from it will be successful. Listening and hearing happen in all spheres of life, whether you're at home with your children, whether you're at work or in the professional field. It's something you cannot escape. But at home, if your children are speaking to you and you do not listen to them, you do not find the energy to turn towards them and be present in that moment with them, they will feel certain emotional difficulties. They will feel that you don't care for them, or maybe you're overlooking them, or maybe you're always busy and your attention is not on them. They will feel left out, maybe angry and disappointed. But that's exactly what you feel when someone doesn't listen to you. Just think about it. If you're speaking with your spouse or at work with your boss and they are not listening to you, what do you feel? You do feel this elevation of irritation coming up because you are not listened to. You are not having the attention of the other partner or person involved. Listening and hearing have different spheres, and they can be used, obviously, in different modes of your work, of your home life, and of the business life. So to be able to elevate yourself to the perfection of getting that communication at work, seeing it through, and understanding what the other person is saying, you have to understand it from their perspective, from their point of view. Otherwise, you might just be hearing and miss the deal. At home, your communication through the listening, the power of listening, you'll be able to communicate better, there'll be less arguments, there'll be a more comfort zone that people feel loved and cherished. And that's what you want in the end, a better availability to be understood properly. If you have found this helpful, you can go to the next clip where I speak on listening within the marriage context, which will help you in your relationships at home and the key to communication in your married life as well. Thank you for listening.